Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Senior Safety Advice Podcast, the show where we talk about simple, practical ways to stay safe, independent, and confident at home. I'm Esther Kane, a retired occupational therapist, a certified aging in place specialist, and a dementia care specialist. Come visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com, subscribe here and on our YouTube channel, and please share this with someone who needs it. Today we're talking about night lights and motion sensor lights. Because the most dangerous walk you take all day happens at 2 in the morning, in the dark, half asleep. Let's take a moment and picture 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, you need the bathroom, and you don't turn on the light because why would you? You'd wake yourself all the way up. And anyway, you've walked this hallway 10,000 times. So you swing your legs over the side of the bed and you go. Three things are working against you on that little walk. You're half asleep. Your blood pressure hasn't caught up with you standing yet, so the first few steps are swimmy. And then there's your eyes, which is the part almost nobody thinks about. Now listen, as we get older, the pupil doesn't open up as wide as it used to, so less light gets in, period. And the eye takes far longer to adjust to darkness than it did at 30. A young person walks into a dark room and can make out the furniture in a few seconds. At 80, that same adjustment can take several minutes. So you're not being careless out there in the hallway. You are functionally walking blind, on legs that aren't fully awake every single night. No, let me talk a little bit about the pushback because there's usually plenty of it. The first one is that phrase right there, I know my own house. Of course you do. But a house isn't a memory test, it's a moving target. The rug slides, the chair gets pushed out. Somebody sets a box down for just a minute in March and it's still sitting there in June. Then there's sleep. People tell me they don't want any light on because it'll wreck their rest. Fair concern. It doesn't mean no light, it means the right light. A soft glow down at ankle height is not going to wake you up. What wakes you up is flipping on the ceiling fixture and taking 100 watts straight to the face. The third one I hear mostly from the husbands. Night lights are for children. Hey, I understand. Nobody wants a little plastic duck glowing in the hallway. But go look at what's on the shelf now. Most of them are a flat white oval you'd walk right past. And the last one is that this is a fussy little detail. It is not. Out of everything I ever recommended in my whole career, every grab bar, every ramp, lighting is the one that costs the least and prevents the most. $20 and an outlet. That's the entire project. All right, let's talk about what to actually buy, because there are a few kinds and they do different jobs. The plug-in motion sensor light is your workhorse. It sits in an outlet down near the floor, stays dark, and comes on when you walk past. Nothing to remember, nothing to switch. If you only do one thing, that's the one. Then there's the little battery puck light with the sticky pad on the back. That one's a gift because it goes where there is no outlet. Inside the closet, under the bathroom sink, by the back door. Peel, stick, done. Get rechargeable ones if you can. The battery eaters die in the dark and nobody ever notices. Stairs get their own rule, light at the top and light at the bottom, both. A staircase lit from only one end throws shadows across the treads, and a shadow lying on a step looks exactly like a step. That's how people miss the last one. There are also bulbs with the sensor built right inside. Screw one into a fixture you already own, the closet, the basement, the porch, and that fixture just becomes automatic. No wiring, no electrician. Now, two things matter more than which one you buy. The first is the color. You want warm, amber soft, over on the orange side, not that bluish white that makes your hallway look like a hospital corridor. Warm light is kinder to eyes that have settled into the dark, and it won't convince your brain that it's morning. The second is where it points, down at the floor, never at your face. A bright bulb shining straight at you at 2 in the morning is glare, and glare doesn't help you see, it blinds you for a second and leaves you worse off than the dark did. Low, warm, aimed at the floor. That's the whole recipe. Here's the mistake I saw in home after home. Somebody buys one nightlight and puts it in the bathroom. Good instinct. Half a job. Because the bathroom is the destination. The trip is the dangerous part. So think about a path instead of a room. Start at the bed, something that comes on when your feet hit the floor. Then the bedroom doorway, then the hall, then the bathroom. 4 small lights, and the entire walk is lit without you touching a switch. The bathroom earns a word of its own because it's the worst room in the house for this. Everything in there is hard, and half of it is wet. Keep that light low and aim it toward the toilet, since that's where you were headed anyway. And if there are stairs anywhere along that path, they go to the front of the line. One more thing. Keep a real flashlight on the nightstand, one with a handle, the kind you can actually hold on to, because the power will go out eventually and it will happen on a night when you need to get up. Your cell phone is not a flashlight for this job. Let's take a moment on this one, because when memory is changing, some of the rules flip around. Here's the first one, and it surprises people. A light that snaps on by itself can be frightening. For someone living with dementia, a light appearing out of nowhere in the middle of the night can read as somebody's in the house. So for that person, skip the motion sensors along the walking path and use soft lights that simply stay on all night. Steady beats clever. The second is shadows. With dementia, the brain has a harder time making sense of what the eyes send it. A shadow stretched across the floor can look like a hole. A dark rug can look like a step down. So you're not only adding light, you're getting rid of the dark patches in between. Gentle and even the whole way along. Even is the word. And the third one is the most useful thing I can hand you today. Light the toilet. Leave that bathroom door standing open and put a soft light in there that stays on all night so that from the bed, that doorway is the brightest thing in the house. People walk toward light. When the bathroom is the only lit thing at 2 in the morning, a surprising amount of nighttime wandering quietly solves itself. So here's what I'd love for you to do tonight. Wait until it's properly dark. Turn everything off and walk from your bed to your bathroom the way you actually walk it. No ceiling light, no cheating. You'll know in about 30 seconds what you can't see. The doorway you were feeling for, the corner of the dresser, that little step down into the hall you had honestly forgotten was there. Then go buy that many lights, which is probably 3, which is probably $30. Now listen, I have spent a career watching what happens after a fall at night. The hip, the hospital, the rehab, and sometimes the part where a person doesn't get to go home again. And what gets me every single time is how small the fix would have been. A little light on the wall, that's it. That's the whole thing. So go plug one in tonight, don't put it on a list. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It really means a lot. If you'd like more practical tips and resources, come visit us at seniorsafetyadvice.com. And if you're looking for a professional to help your family age in place safely, you can find one at aginginplacedirectory.com. Please subscribe to the podcast and to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. Take good care of yourself, take good care of each other, and I'll see you next time. This is Esther Kane.